All right, confirm, do we have any refusals this evening? Or unavailables?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I believe we have one Spanish-speaking defendant, is that correct?
Correct.
That's what it looks like. This is the interpreter.
Okay.
Oh, Your Honor, it's two Spanish speakers.
Okay, who's the other one?
He's in felonies. It's the no-name booking.
And that's a Spanish language?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, then I'd like to take those two at the earliest convenience, please. All right, good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Philip Kenton Davis, March 27th, 1976.
All right, Mr. Davis, good evening. You're being seen here on some charges in the Tucson City Court involving shoplifting, failing to appear, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And remind us, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Let's see. Also appears you're being held on a separate matter in the Superior Court. That's not in front of me this evening. So I am going to. Hang on. Oh, and I believe you also have a separate. Separate matter in the Justice Court. So, sir, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this city court case. It's going to be from the City Public Defender's Office. I'm not going to hold you on this matter since you're already being held on the, looks to be the other two matters. So I'm going to set what's called a non-transport review hearing. So your attorneys will be able to appear on your behalf in the city court. If you are released, you're going to need to contact the city court and arrange to be seen in person by the Judge Maldonado. But for now, your non-transport review hearing is going to be on September the 18th at 9 a.m. Again, you'll be represented by the City Public Defender's Office. If you are released, I'm going to order that you will not go back to wherever this incident allegedly occurred. And that you're not going to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
And Joe, we are ready to proceed on to the misdemeanor cases, the housed or separate misdemeanor cases. Please let me know. I'd like to address all of the defendants at once.
Okay, Your Honor. Your Honor, there's only one more house misdemeanor.
I'm sorry?
There's only one more house misdemeanor.
Yeah, I believe I have the next house misdemeanor is Mr. Gomez.
Yes.
Eduardo, yeah. But once we move on to the regular JP and Tucson City defendants, City Court and Justice Court defendants, I'd like to address them all at once. So please let me know when. But obviously, I'd like to take up the Spanish speakers, the earliest convenience, please. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Eduardo Ezequiel Gámez Carrasco, 04-19-1980.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your date of birth, please?
04/19/1980.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Gomez, you're being seen here this evening on several cases out of the Tucson City Court involving several different charges, but you're also being held on a felony matter that's not in front of me this evening. So what I'm gonna do is impose a bond of $250 so that you can hopefully be seen a little bit earlier. I'm gonna appoint an attorney to represent you from the city court, from the city public defender's office, excuse me. And I'm gonna schedule a hearing for you on August the 21st at 1:45 in the afternoon. As a video hearing, so you're gonna be appearing in front of Judge Verena in the same manner you're appearing in front of me tonight. If you're released on your other matter and post a bond in this one and you're otherwise let out of jail, I'm gonna order that you will not have any contact of any kind with any alleged victim. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Your Honor, this is the first Spanish speaker.
I believe we have the Spanish interpreter on.
Interpreter's on.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
¿Me puede dar su nombre y también su fecha de nacimiento?
José G. Carrillo Espinosa, en 1969, 7 de septiembre 69.
¿Su fecha de nacimiento otra vez, señor?
1969, 7 de septiembre 69.
My name is Jose Angel Carrillo, and I'm born on the 17th of September, 1969.
Thank you, Mr. Carrillo. You are being seen this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest in the Pima County Justice Court.
Oh,
Muchas gracias, señor Carrillo. Usted está aquí por una orden de arresto que se emitió en el Tribunal de Justicia.
perfecto.
Warrant relates to charges of assault, refusing to provide a truthful name to law enforcement, and criminal trespass in the third degree.
Esto tiene que ver con unos cargos que tienen que ver con agresión, en negarse a dar su nombre verdadero a unos policías al orden público y entrada ilícita en el tercer grado.
Perfecto.
And these charges stem from July of 2022.
Y estos cargos tienen origen en el mes de julio 2022.
Perfecto.
Okay.
Sí.
What I'm going to do, sir, is appoint an attorney, Mr. Brent Cicero, to represent you.
Lo que voy a hacer, señor, es nombrar a un abogado para representarlo, el señor Cicero.
Perfecto.
And I'm
Okay.
going to set a hearing for you for tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m.
Perfecto.
Voy a fijar una audiencia para mañana por la tarde a la 1 de la tarde.
Perfecto.
Going to impose a bond of $250 so that you can receive time credit if that is appropriate.
Ajá.
Y voy a poner una fianza de $250 para que usted pueda recibir crédito en la cárcel si resulta que eso sí es apropiado.
Perfecto.
If you post bond, you will have to appear in person at the Pima County Justice Court tomorrow afternoon.
Perfecto.
Si usted paga la fianza, tendrá que comparecer en persona al Tribunal de Justicia del Condado.
Perfecto.
Otherwise, you will be seen by Judge Cornejo tomorrow afternoon, either virtually or they will transport you to the court.
O sea, si no paga la fianza, usted va a ver a la juez Cornejo, ya sea por virtual o lo van a trasladar al tribunal.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
All right, sir. And that's all I have for you this evening. You're excused. Thank you.
Muy bien,
Okay,
señor, es
gracias.
todo lo que tengo para usted esta noche. Se puede retirar. Gracias.
Okay. Gracias.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
This is the next Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm sorry, the interpreter, could you please?
I'm here. I'm so sorry. I did not realize this was the other Spanish. Muy buenas tardes. ¿Me puede dar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
José María Figueroa Soto.
José María Figueroa Soto.
And what is your date of birth, sir?
Y señor, su fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
15 de septiembre del 72.
15th of September, 1972.
Sorry, jail staff, can you advise that the defendant previously provided additional information to the booking section?
Parece que el acusado anteriormente había dado información adicional a la sección de fichaje.
No, ¿cómo no lo entiendo?
Don't understand.
I'm sorry, that question was for the jail staff. Did
Ay, perdón, esa pregunta fue para el personal de la cárcel, señor, perdón.
Figueroa Soto completed the booking process? I don't have any information from pretrial services. I need to confirm whether or not he has completed the booking process yet.
Your Honor, he did.
Thank you. Mr. Figueroa Soto, you are being seen here this evening based on charges of aggravated assault with deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, allegedly occurring on August the 1st of this year.
Señor Figueroa Soto, usted está aquí porque lo están acusando de un instrumento mortífero y peligroso, una agresión con agravantes que supuestamente sucedió el 1 de agosto del año 2026.
To remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Para recordarle, señor, tiene el derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga se puede usar en su contra.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I am appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
También tiene derecho a un abogado y estoy nombrando a la oficina de los abogados defensores del condado de Pima para representarlo.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing.
El abogado a su izquierda estará representándolo a usted en esta audiencia.
If you have any questions, please speak with her before saying anything out loud.
Señor, si usted tiene alguna pregunta, por favor, habla con la abogada que está a su lado antes de hablar conmigo en voz alta.
I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation.
Yo he repasado la acusación formal, es el informe de servicios previos a juicio.
Pretrial services, as I noted, did not have the benefit of the booking information from Mr. Figueroa Soto.
Y que consta en el acta que servicios previos a juicio no tenía el beneficio de tener la información de fichaje del señor Figueroa Soto.
And he decided not to participate in an interview with them.
Y decidió que no quería participar en una entrevista con ellos.
Your Honor, we continue this hearing and so that pretrial services can get more information on Mr. Figueroa Soto,
When
or
we-
at least get.
Se puede pedir que se aplace esta audiencia hasta que servicios previos a juicio consiga más información del señor Figueroa Soto.
His arrest time was 10 a.m. this morning, which means he would still be within the 24 hours. By tomorrow morning, does the state have I did see that Mr. Goodman, you asked for this matter to be continued.
Yes, Judge, but I don't, go ahead.
Parece que según los documentos que estoy leyendo lo arrestaron a las 10:30 de la mañana, 10 de la mañana, tomando en cuenta que hay que hacer la lectura de cargos dentro de un periodo de 24 horas, empezando con la hora de arresto. Si un juez lo ve mañana por la mañana, todavía estaríamos dentro de las 24 horas. Abogado fiscal, estoy viendo que usted también pidió que se aplace.
I would believe that period tolls anyways when he refuses to identify who he is, but at least you're correct, we're still within that 24 hours, but I would argue that it's tolled because of his actions.
Bueno, yo creo que tomando en cuenta que él se negó a dar su información biográfica, que en las 24 horas, esta hora a tope no tiene importancia ya, pero de todas formas estaríamos dentro de esas 24 horas todavía, si estamos hasta mañana por la mañana.
And I'm sorry, as to the defense's request, did you have a position?
Y perdón, en cuanto a la petición de la defensa, ¿qué es la posición de la fiscalía?
No, the state agrees he should be continued so the jail can confirm his identity and free trial can research into his actual history if that's who he really is.
No, estamos de acuerdo que hay que aplazar para que la cárcel pueda confirmar su identidad y servicios a juicio puedan hacer una investigación sobre antecedentes y sí deberá ser quien dice que es.
So, no objection from the state. Then I will continue this matter until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Muy bien, como la fiscalía no tiene ninguna objeción, voy a aplazar esta audiencia, este asunto, esta causa hasta las 9 de la mañana, mañana por la mañana.
I'm going to order that defendant shall cooperate with jail staff and pretrial services in order to complete the process necessary to render an adequate decision in this matter.
Muy bien, voy a ordenar que el acusado coopere tanto con el personal de la cárcel como servicios previos a juicio, para terminar, para completar el proceso que se necesita hacer para tomar una decisión adecuada en esta causa.
All right, sir. On request of your attorney, I'm going to continue this matter until tomorrow morning.
Muy bien, señor. A petición de su abogado voy a aplazar esta causa hasta mañana por la mañana.
Please cooperate with staff. Good luck.
Por favor, coopere con el personal y fuerte.
Thank you very much.
Gracias.
And Joe, what? Confirm that's the last of our Spanish speakers, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And also the interpreter for the evening. Thank you very much for your assistance.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Your Honor, Jill here. Are you okay if we skip to Davis, Cottrell, and House felonies?
I'm sorry, what were those names again?
Davis, Cottrell, and House felonies?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Patrol Davis, February 11, 1991.
Mr. Davis. You're being seen here this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Alan Goodwin of the Pima County Superior Court on charges from May of this year. To remind you, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes.
View the warrant from Mr. Cottrell. I'm sorry, from Mr. Davis, excuse me. It lists the $25,000 secured cash, or I'm sorry, a secured bond.
Oh.
Mr. David does appear to be pending on a separate matter in CR 2026, 2631. Offense date in that case post dates the alleged offenses here. He was a 4 and 3 on the NCA and FTA scales. And this does appear to be a refiled matter. Did note the two prior adjudicated felonies. And I believe he's being held on $1,000 bond in the case I just referenced. State's recommendation was to honor the bond requested of $25,000 with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, the state would just highlight, as the court mentioned, that this is a refiled matter. He committed the other pending case when he was technically still on release. And the conduct here, I won't go into too much great detail, but he was doing some pretty concerning things to himself in front of a certain category of individuals, if the court can allude to what I mean by that. So the bond set by the judge should be affirmed.
Defense?
Mr. Honor, we request a nominal bond of $1,000. Mr. Davis is already in custody on another matter. Also, these are nonviolent allegations. He has no recent failures to appear. And as the court noted, this is a refiled matter. So his case was dismissed and then refiled months afterwards, given that we requested a nominal bond.
I'll I do believe a bond is appropriate given the nature of the charges and the chronology that I can see here from well, from the prior conviction, which I believe the sentence ended 3 days prior to the instant case and was subsequently followed by the other pending matter, allegedly at 6 days later. I do believe a bond is appropriate. I will order a $15,000 cash as secured bond and pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'll order that if bond is posted, that Mr. Davis shall be under the supervision of pretrial services, shall not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, shall not have any contact with any alleged victim or return to any incident location. The arraignment date will be set for August the 19th at 1:30. All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Daniel Stewart, 12987.
Can we waive reading of the charges?
Forward. All right, Mr. Stewart. You're being seen here this evening based on felony charges allegedly occurring earlier this month. Remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the state's recommendation, the pretrial services report. Do note that Mr. Stewart is on an adult probation hold and is pending in other Superior Court matters. He was rated a 4 and a 4 on the NCNFTA scales. And I did note I think it was 6 prior adjudicated felonies and then 2 pending, including the instant. The state's recommendation was $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Nothing to add from the state, Your Honor. Thank
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd request a nominal bond. If Mr. Stewart is being held on other matters, so would like to talk credit.
Yes, thank you. And I will order a $5,000 cash secured bond and pretrial services supervision if bond is posted, and all conditions will follow in my written order. I'm going to set the preliminary hearing date for August the 24th at 1:30. So, Mr. Stewart, you are going to be staying in custody for now. Please cooperate with your attorney so that you can be up to date on the next stages of your case. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Russian, May 3rd, 1972.
Thank you, Ms. Watson. All right, sir. You're being seen here this evening based on a complaint filed by Tucson Police Department alleging felony charges from May of this year. I want to remind you, sir, that you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes.
I reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I believe Mr. Watson is already being held on a separate matter in CR 2026-2668 on a $100,000 bond, it looks like, as well as an out-of-state warrant from Yellowstone County, Montana. He was rated a 6 and a 4 on the NCAA and FTA scales, and didn't have community or a reference reach to verify housing and employment. And I do see, oh, my apologies, the out-of-county warrant is extraditable only within the surrounding states. So I don't believe that is part of what is holding Mr. Watson in custody. I did see 3 prior felony convictions from 1998 to the most recent in 2015. State's recommendation was for $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense?
Mr. Renner, would request a nominal bond of $1,000, given that Mr. Watson is already being held in other matters.
Thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate. I will order a $5,000 cash or secured bond with pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. There'll be additional conditions in my written order. The preliminary hearing date will be set for August the 24th at 1:30. All right, Mr. Watson, please cooperate with your attorneys and good luck. Thank you. Do you need a moment with your client? Okay. All right. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Acosta Marcos Garcia,
And what's your date of birth, sir?
noviembre 7, 75.
All right, Mr. Acosta Garcia, you are being seen here this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest on a charge of burglary in the second degree from December of 2024. This warrant was signed by Judge Tracy Miller of the Pima County Superior Court. To remind
Judge,
you,
does
sir-
he need an interpreter? Because he was
No.
speaking
He does not.
Spanish to you.
He does not.
No, I don't.
He responded in Spanish, but I believe he
Yeah, I'm sorry,
acknowledged,
I'm sorry.
he acknowledged in
I'm sorry.
English and.
Okay, I'm
he wrote
sorry.
for it. However, sir, if you do feel you need the assistance of an interpreter, please let us know.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Mr. Acosta Garcia, you are, as I said, being seen here on a warrant issued in August 5th of this year by Judge Miller. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated next to you is going to represent you in this hearing, so please continue to cooperate with and talk with her if you have anything that you need to discuss, okay? Okay, I've reviewed the warrant itself, which does request a $5,000 secured bond, as well as the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. I believe Mr. Costa Garcia is already being held on a $20,000 bond in CR 2026-2817 and as a federal detainer in a separate matter. This does appear to be the first time he's been arrested on this warrant. He did have community ties verified through a third party, and I saw evidence of, I believe, 9 prior felony convictions from 1994 till the most recent was 2017. State's recommendation was honor the bond amount of $5,000 with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, the state would ask the court to affirm that a nominal bond here is not appropriate. If you look at the criminal history, the number of times he's been deported, comes back, essentially keeps committing the same type of offenses of drug sales and burglary. Setting a nominal bond would essentially allow him to post something and then self-deport and then potentially not address this matter. So we're just asking the court to affirm that in light of his lengthy history of similar offenses.
Thank you. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor, would ask for a nominal bond of $1,000. Mr. Acosta Garcia is already being held on a $20,000 bond that he cannot post. He has been held in custody for about 2 months and cannot post that bond. So, and given that he has a federal detainer as well, a nominal bond is sufficient.
I'm going to honor Judge Miller's request of $5,000. I will make it cash or secured and order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'll order Mr. Acosta Garcia if you do post the bond and are released. Well, you can speak with your attorney about the potential consequences of doing so, but you will not have any contact with any alleged victim or go back to wherever the incident allegedly occurred. Your arraignment is set for August the 19th at 1:30. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Luis Antonio Molina, 5983.
Thank you, Mr. Molina. Being seen here this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Allen Goodwin, Pima County Superior Court on August 10th of this year. Which relates to charges of aggravated driving under the influence, allegedly occurring in December of last year. Just to remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Yes.
I reviewed the warrant. She requests a $7,500 secured bond, as well as the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. But note that Mr. Molina is already being held without bond on an adult probation hold, and separately in, I believe, CR 2026 3730 on a $7,500 bond, and separately on a $10,000 bond in CR 2026 011105. So he was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCA and FTA scales. And this does appear to be the first time that he's been related. This was a refiled matter, and this is the first time he's been arrested on this current matter. State's recommendation was to honor the bond amount of $7,500. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Nothing to add from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Molina is already being held on several other matters. He has a probation hold, and he is in custody on other cases, given that we've requested nominal bond for time credit.
No order of a $5,000 cash secured bond with pretrial services supervision. Bond is posted. A order of bond is posted, and Mr. Molina is released. Sir, you will be under the supervision of pretrial services. You shall not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. You shall submit to all monitoring and treatment as directed by pretrial services. You shall not drive a vehicle without a valid license. Your arraignment date is set for August the 9th. Yeah, that's sir. That's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused.
Your Honor, which agent was the public defender's office appointed?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sure what that feedback is. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Julius Johann No, birthday is December 5th, 1986.
All right, Mr. No. Good evening. You're being seen here tonight based on charges of aggravated shoplifting and organized retail theft, allegedly occurring on July 30th this year. To remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. I'm appointing Mr. Stephen Robertson to represent you. His phone number will be in my written order. For now, the attorney seated next to you is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud, okay? All right. I've examined the interim complaint and the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. Pretrial services noted that there appear to be 3 other pending felony cases in CR 2026-1754, 1072, and 0724. And there were additionally 3 other adjudicated felonies that I noted. I believe Mr. No is already being held on a $2,500 bond in those separate cases. The other adjudicated felonies did include some information related to, or at least one of them, excuse me, did have instances of failures to appear and warrants being issued. Was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCNFTA scales. And he did have community ties verified through his mother. State's recommendation was for a $5,000 bond with pretrial services in lieu of a no bond. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Just to highlight, based on the date of offense, he was on release for all 3 cases, Judge, but a $5,000 bond in lieu of no bond, given the nature of the offense, would be appropriate.
Thank you. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor, I would just ask for a nominal bond, given that he's already in custody on other matters.
And given the circumstances, I do think a bond is appropriate. I will grant a $5,000 order, a $5,000 cash or secured bond, and order pretrial services supervision for no if bond is posted. Bond is posted, sir. You will be directed to participate in any monitoring or treatment as pretrial services dictates. You will not contact any alleged victim, and you will not return to wherever this incident allegedly occurred. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for August the 24th at 1:30. For now, sir, please cooperate with your attorney. Good luck. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Whatever I ask, if you could just.
Councilors, let me know when you're ready.
We're ready, Your Honor.
All right, sir, good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yeah, my name is Michael Shear, 72284.
Thank you, Mr. Shear. Being seen here this evening based on charges of armed robbery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and discharging a firearm within city limits, and being a prohibited possessor in possession of a firearm, allegedly occurring on June the 11th of this year. Remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so please continue to speak with her if you have anything that you need to discuss in private. All right, I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the state's recommendation in the pretrial services report. Well, Mr. Shearer is already in custody in CR 2026-3682. I'm sorry, he's pending on that, and he's in custody on another separate felony, the CR 2026-011281 on a $2,000 bond. He was rated 4 and 3 on the NCNFTA scales. And there wasn't a community reference you can verify housing or employment. I see notice of 6 prior felony convictions from 2006 to 2018, at least one of which included a charge of aggravated assault. State's recommendation was for $250,000 bond pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, that the the state's making that recommendation. It's not necessarily based on the pending felony, given that this predates that. But this involved firing around at a victim during the course of a robbery. He's got an extensive history. He's got a history of failing to appear, as well as being revoked. A high bond is warranted based on the dangerousness alone in this that's being alleged in this matter.
Thank you. In defense,
Your Honor, may I speak with Mr. Shearer for one moment?
you may.
Your Honor, we're ready to proceed. We've requested a lower bond of below $10,000. Mr. Shearer is already in custody on a separate matter. He has recent failures to appear. So given that, we just request a lower.
Thank you. The nature of both criminal history and as well as the facts as alleged in this interim complaint, I have significant concerns both for the safety of the alleged victim and for the safety of the community. So I do believe a bond is appropriate. I'm going to order a $300,000 cash or secured bond with pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. Bond is posted, I will order that Mr. Shearer shall not possess any firearms or weapons and shall surrender all firearms in his possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of release. Shall not have any contact with the alleged victim or return to this incident location.
Which is,
The preliminary hearing is set for August the 24th at 1:30. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Shearer. That's all I have for you. All right. I think we're moving on to the misdemeanor cases. Is that correct, Jill?
Correct, Your Honor.
Once we have a form of the defendants, if you could move the barrier so I could address all of them at once, please.
Judge, was that the remainder of the felony cases?
I don't believe so. There are. I'm just not. Sorry, I'm not sure who's actually speaking at this point.
Sorry, that was Mark Resnick.
Mr. Resnick, was there a particular defendant you were looking for?
Jesus Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez is still set on the felony calendar. That doesn't occur for, well, until we get through with the misdemeanor and city court cases. So we'll continue the
No problem.
felonies afterwards.
No problem. I'll go back in my hole. Thanks.
Judge, just so you know, when I move this barrier, it's not all of them right here. There is some that are in holding cells that we'll have to get when we get to them.
That's it. Many are available, just to hopefully speed along the process. I'd like to advise them. But obviously if there's some that miss it, I can take them on an ad hoc basis. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Judge Padilla. I'm presiding over the session of initial appearances. Can you all raise your hand if you can hear me? All right, great. I'm going to address you all individually in a minute, but I'm going to give you all a rights advisement now, so hopefully we can move the proceedings along a bit quickly. First of all, you all have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. Second, you all have the right to an attorney. I may be appointing some of you an attorney based on your circumstances, but all of you have the right to retain an attorney at your own expense or request one from a court, and one may be appointed based on your circumstances. You all have the right to be presumed innocent and to have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You all have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial, where again, you are presumed innocent and the state bears the burden of proving otherwise beyond a reasonable doubt. At a trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence, present your own witnesses and evidence, have an attorney, if one is representing you, do so on your behalf. You would have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and your silence could not be used against you. If convicted, you would have the right to appeal your conviction to the next higher court. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could proceed in your absence, new charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest, which could land you right back in jail. Additionally, if you are convicted at a trial but cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you could lose the right to appeal that conviction, and you'd be stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. And with that, we'll proceed on with the next case. I believe it's Mr. Arvisu. Thank you very much. All right, good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jose Arvizu, or Jose Mario Arvizu, second, 12/10/07.
All right, Mr. Arvisu, you're being seen here this evening on a charge, or I should say, of misdemeanor domestic violence, assault, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct. And you were just present when I was reading everybody their rights? And did you understand what I was saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, I'm going to enter plea to not guilty on your behalf to these charges. And in looking at your matter, I don't believe you're being held on any other case. The alleged victims, I believe it is your mother and your aunt.
Yeah.
Both spoke with pretrial services. And they both appear to object to your having further contact with you. Do you live with either of the either your mother or your aunt?
I live with my mom, and I was at the time staying with my aunt at my aunt's house to avoid the heat.
Do you have somewhere else where you can stay for the time being, a friend or a family member where you can live?
Yes.
All right, sir, then I am prepared to release you from custody on promise you can do the following things. The first is you will attend an arraignment in the Green Valley Justice Court on August the 20th at 8:30. Can you do that?
Yes.
Thank you. Second, more importantly, is that you will not have any contact of any kind with your mother or your aunt, or go to wherever they currently work or live. Can you do that?
Yes.
Now, since you lived with your mother, I will allow you to return to get any clothing or personal items you have at her home or at your aunt's, but you're going to do that with a police escort. So if you have anything you want to pick up, you're going to have to call the sheriff's department or the police department, whoever's closest by. Arrange for them to send an officer out to be with you at the residence while you gather your stuff, and then you're going to leave with them. You're not allowed to go to the residence otherwise. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, last, I'm going to order that you will not commit any acts of domestic violence. So with that, sir, you're going to be released later this evening. Again, your hearing is going to be on August 20th at 8:30 in the morning. If you are going to have any trouble attending that hearing on time, you need to contact the court before the hearing so that you don't have a warrant issued for your arrest and end up back in jail, okay? All right, thank you very much, sir. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
9/26/89.
All right, sir. Good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. Got a couple of different matters that are pending here. First is a charge from earlier today involving possession of drug paraphernalia. And second, you have a couple cases in the city court involving possession of drug paraphernalia, simple assault, criminal trespass in the third degree, and failing to appear. Were you present a moment ago when I was reading everybody their rights? Okay. So first of all, you have the right to remain silent, and then anything you say can be held against you. Second, you have the right to an attorney that you can hire at your own expense, or you can ask the court to appoint you one, and one may be appointed to you. Third, you have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. Lastly, you have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's evidence and witnesses, present your own witnesses or evidence, have an attorney if one is representing you do so on your behalf. You'd have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and your silence could not be used against you. If convicted at trial, you would have the right to appeal that conviction to the next higher court. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. If you're convicted at trial but can't be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, you would lose that appeal right and you'd be stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. So with that, on your misdemeanor case in the justice court, I'm going to schedule an arraignment for you. That's going to be on September the 8th at 9 a.m. Can you attend that hearing if I release you from custody, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. As condition of release, I'm going to order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Your second hearing is going to be at the city court on September the 14th at 9 a.m. Again, sir, can you attend that hearing if I release you from custody?
Yes, sir.
You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in the case, go to wherever they may work or live, possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, and you will abide by all previously set conditions of release. The men pleas of not guilty on your behalf of the charges. And with that, sir, that's all I have for you. You'll be released later today, or later this evening, I should say. Please attend your hearings and good luck. Thank you. Okay. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jacob Figueroa, 1/1/87.
Sir, what was your date of birth again?
1/1/87.
Thank you. Mr. Figueroa, we have a couple of different things, a couple cases here in the justice court. First is a warrant that was issued by Judge Victoria Steele. It looks to be on March of 2024 on charges of driving on a suspended or revoked license and failing to appear. You also have a new charge of misdemeanor domestic violence domestic violence assault, Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes.
Did you understand what I said?
Yes.
All right. On your first case, the driving on a suspended license, I'm gonna set a hearing for you in front of Judge Steele on September the 8th at 9 a.m. When can you appear at that hearing, sir?
Yes.
Again, your hearing is going to be September 8th at 9 a.m. On your second case, the domestic violence case, I believe the alleged victim is on the line. And is this Miss Duarte? Ms. Duarte, are you on the line? Okay. Guess Ms. Duarte didn't join. Okay, well, Ms. Figueroa, on that matter, I did see in the pretrial services report that she's back. Okay. Ms. Duarte, if you are on the line, you can press, I believe it's *6 to unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah, Ms. Duarte, I'm not sure if you're having any technical difficulties. We can't hear you if you are trying to speak. If you, oh. So I'm sorry, *6, correct? No.
He's moving his face.
Hello?
Ms. Duarte, can you hear
Can you
me?
hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Good evening, Ms.
yes.
Duarte. My name is Judge Padilla. I'm presiding over the session of initial appearances. Purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not a defendant will be released from custody, and if so, under what conditions. This is not a hearing where we talk about the facts of the case, what did or didn't happen, or discuss anything like plea agreements or trials. Again, this is simply to determine whether or not a defendant will be released from custody. I did see that you gave some input to pretrial services report, to the pretrial services division, and I did read that before this evening's hearing. If there's anything additional you'd like me to know about, again, that matter of possible release or conditions, please feel free to let me know now.
Well, with the conditions, if Jacob is to be released, I would like for him to have some kind of mandatory rehab. Be enrolled in some kind of program, otherwise he's not to come back here. The family won't have anything to do with him. This has gone on for many years. And Jacob did go to a private rehab through the courts years ago, and it did him some good. And Jacob needs help with this. And I think Jacob's realizing that he does need help with this.
Ma'am, I read in the pretrial services report that you did object. I'm sorry, that you don't object to Mr. Figueroa returning to the home or to having further contact. Is that still the case?
I don't want contact with him if he's not going to go to some kind of a mandatory rehab or be enrolled in something.
Okay, well, I don't have the authority to order Mr. Figueroa into treatment. I that is certainly a possibility that he can, if he wants on his own volition to enroll, he can do that. But what I needed to determine is whether or not you have concerns about having further contact with him or having him at your home. Again, whether or not he chooses to enroll himself or is later ordered to be enrolled by Judge Steele at the Justice Court at the conclusion of his case. That's not for me to decide at this point. So again, if you don't wish to have further contact with him, I can order that he not have any contact with you. Or if you don't wish him to be at your home, I can order that as well. But for now, those are the only conditions that I can place on him at this point.
So just get released and get into the court date? Is that what we're looking at?
Yes, ma'am. So if I'm going to release him, it's going to be with certain conditions that will apply to him. One condition will be that he will not be allowed to consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, or miss any assigned court hearings. What I want to make sure I'm understanding from you is whether or not you have any such concerns about having contact with him, or him rather having contact with you, or going to your place of work or residence. So if you wish to have contact, I can allow that. If you don't, I need to know that as well.
I don't want contact with him.
And ma'am, did Mr. Figueroa reside with you previously?
He has a RV that's on my property.
Understood. All right, ma'am, is there anything else you'd like me to know?
Oh, he needs help.
Understand. And Mr. Figueroa, again, I am prepared to release you if you can promise me that you will abide by the conditions I'm going to set. One of which will be that you will not be allowed to consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. And if you need assistance with that, there is a transition center just outside the jail complex where you can maybe go and look for those types of resources. For now, based on your mother's input, I am going to order that you will not have any contact with her and go to wherever she works or lives. Given that you have an RV at her property, I will allow you to return to gather that RV and any personal effects, but you're going to do so with a police escort. So if you want to go back and get that RV or anything else you may have at home, you're going to have to contact the sheriff's department or police department, arrange for somebody to escort you to the home, and then you're going to leave with them. You're not allowed to go there otherwise. Do you understand? Okay. All right. Mr. Arthur, is there, I'm sorry, I know you mentioned that he may need help. Is there anything else you'd like me to know?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, sir. I'm going to set your arraignment date, sir, as September the 8th at 9 a.m. Can you promise me you will appear at that hearing? I need you to answer. I'm sorry, Jeff, you could unmute him and so he can answer out loud.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'll release you on your promise. Again, your hearing is going to be on September the 8th at 9 a.m. Please do not miss that hearing.
Okay.
And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
Thank
All right, Mr. Duarte, you are certainly free to continue to observe. I would just ask you to mute your microphone. Otherwise, you're free to disconnect at this time, and I appreciate you dialing in this evening.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth? I'm sorry, Joe, can you unmute the microphone, please?
My name is Philip Abraham Hinojos, and my birthday is 10/26/1979.
All right, Mr. Hinojos. Good evening. You're being seen here tonight on charges of misdemeanor criminal trespass and disorderly conduct and assault allegedly occurring earlier today. Just to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm just gonna take a look here at your file for a few moments. Please bear with me.
Not too bad, is it?
Sure, Mr. Onos, were you present a moment ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
No, but I've heard it before in other, facilities, so I kind of understand exactly what the deal is, Been here plenty of times.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you don't have to reiterate.
Well, unfortunately, I do, sir. It's my responsibility. So you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint Mr. Douglas Taylor to represent you. His phone number will be in the written order that you're going to receive from this evening's hearing.
Okay.
You have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial where you are again presumed innocent. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence, present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, or have Mr. Taylor do it. You'd have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and that silence could not be used against you. If convicted, you would have the right to appeal your conviction to the next higher court. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in this case, including that trial, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you or a warrant could issue for your arrest. Additionally, if you're convicted at a trial, but you cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you could lose that appeal right. You understand?
You do.
All right, so I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to this charge.
Okay.
I'm sorry, these charges. And I'm going to set a hearing for you for tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. in front of Judge Cornejo.
So that means I gotta stay in this jail all night? I mean, it's fine, but
I am going
no,
to impose a bond of $750. So if you post a bond, then you can be released.
I just try to stay here. Just fuck it.
Please watch your mouth.
I apologize.
If you do post a bond, you will be ordered not to have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, or go back to where this incident occurred. I'm also going to
Yeah,
order you will not possess any
if-
firearms or weapons.
If you see the details, you could see that
All right, sir. So the bond is $750 cash or security. If you post that, you will have to attend the hearing with Judge Cornejo in person. If not, you will be seeing her either by video in the same way you're appearing in front of me this evening, or transported. That's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good evening, Abdiel, Dave, and Merlin,
What's your date of birth, sir?
December 13, 2006, sir.
All right, Mr. Merlin. You're being seen here this evening based on charges of driving on a suspended or revoked license, And then civil offenses involving an unsafe lane change and operating a vehicle with a wireless device. Just remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And just going to confirm here. You're not being held on any other matter. So I'm going to schedule an arraignment for you in front of Judge Robert Foreman at the Justice Court in downtown Tucson. That'll be on September the 8th at 9 a.m. Can you attend that hearing if I release you from custody?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, and I'll release you on your promise in order that you're not to drive a vehicle without a valid license.
Understood.
That's sir. You're going to be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your hearings and good luck. Thank you.
When you mean like later this evening, like just like right after this, or
That's up to jail staff.
so what?
We'll let you know when we go back down to the seat.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My full name is Tasleona Kaylee Rose Peters. My date of birth is March 11th, 2005.
Thank you, Ms. Peters. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what I was saying?
I understand it, sir.
And Ms. Peters, you're being seen here this evening on charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct, allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm just going to take a look here at your file for a few minutes, so just bear with me. All right. All right. Ms. Peters, it looks like you're already pending in a separate domestic violence case in the Justice Court involving the same alleged victim. And you have a conviction for domestic violence involving the same alleged victim from Morro Valley, which appears to have been just from earlier this year. I believe the alleged victim is on the line, Mr. Gorman.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir. Good evening. My name is Judge Padilla. I'm presiding over the session of initial appearances. Purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not a defendant shall be released from custody, and if so, under what conditions. I do see that you gave input to pretrial services, and I did take that into account. However, if there's any additional information you'd like me to know about, again, release or conditions of release, please feel free to do so now.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. I was gonna say that she's welcome back to the house and that hoping that she gets released today.
Okay. Ms. Peters, do you reside with Mr. Gorman? Do you live with him? I'm sorry, can you please unmute?
Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You have somewhere else where you can reside for the time being? Any other friend or family member you can stay with?
A family member.
You say what is concerning to me is that this is the third case arising between the two of you in as recent years. It leaves me with some concerns about the possible safety risks that exist or may exist in the two of you. And recognizing, Mr. Gorman, your input, I do take that into account. But I simply believe that you, for the interest of both of your safety, that you need to be kept apart. So I'm going to order Miss Peters that one, I will release you on promise you will appear at a hearing on September 9th at 10:30 in the morning. But I am going to order as condition of release that you're not to have any contact with Mr. Gorman, to include going to wherever he works or lives. I will allow you to return to the home to gather any personal belongings you may have with a police escort. So you will do that by contacting the Oro Valley Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, or whatever other law enforcement agency is available, and having them escort you to the home and gathering your belongings and then leaving. But you're not to go back otherwise. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, ma'am. And that's all I have for you. You're going to be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your hearings. Your hearing, excuse me, on the 9th. And I'm sorry for the record, I am entering a plea of not guilty on behalf of the charges. But with that, ma'am, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
All right, then. Thank you so
And thank you very much, Ms. Gorman, for appearing tonight. You're welcome to continue to observe. I would just ask you to stay muted, or you can certainly disconnect at this time.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Ma'am, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My name's Melissa Rodriguez and my date of birth is April 16, 1968.
I'm sorry, what was the year you said?
4/16/1968.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'm just taking a look at the documents here for just a second. There seems to be a discrepancy. I just need to. All right, ma'am. Sorry, I just needed to take a look here. There seemed to have been a spelling error on one of the documents in front of me. I just had to double check something. So, ma'am, were you sitting in the back a few minutes ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
No. I just came in right now.
Okay, no, that's not a problem. So you are being seen here this evening on a couple of different matters. So we're going to go through each of them in turn. The first is a warrant that was issued for your arrest. in the Pima County Justice Court on a charge of shoplifting from March of 2024. That was issued by Judge Steele. Second is a warrant that was issued by the Nogales City Court in April of 2024 on a charge of shoplifting from September of 2021. And you also have a new citation for shoplifting from from earlier today. To remind you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney that you can obtain at your own expense, or you can ask that one of the courts with one of these cases appoint you one, and they may appoint you one based on your circumstances. You also have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial, where again you are presumed innocent. You have the right at trial to challenge the state's evidence and witnesses, have an attorney do that on your behalf, present your own witnesses and your own evidence, or again, have an attorney do that for you. You could testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and your silence could not be used against you. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could go on in your absence, new charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. If a trial is held and you're convicted, whereas you would have had the right to appeal that conviction, if you can't be sentenced within 90 days because you're absent or unavailable, then you would lose that right to appeal. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
As to the new charge, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. On the dealing with the municipal, the Nogales City warrant, they requested a bond of $2,499. I'm going to honor the request. I'll make that cash or secured, but I'm going to order that the Nogales court shall have 48 hours. I'm sorry, should have 24 hours to make arrangements to have you transported or seen by a judge down in Nogales. If they have not made those arrangements within 48 hours, so within 2 days, then I'm going to order that you be released in your cognizance. And it'll be up to you to get yourself down in Nogales to see the judge on August the 26th at 9 a.m. On your Pima County matter, I'm going to set a hearing for you for September the 8th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Steele. I'm not going to hold you in custody on that one since you're already being held on the other matter. So you're going to have to get yourself to the court or contact them to let them know if you were going to be unavailable for that hearing. And on your new charge, I'm going to schedule a hearing for the same day, the same time, September the 8th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Steele. So effectively, you're going to have all three cases decided. First one will be I'm sorry. I'm just checking on Oh, yes. Okay. So ma'am, I'm sorry, your hearings are going to be on the 8th in the in the Justice Court. Your Nogales Court matter will be on the 26th down there. Again, that'll be up to you to get yourself down to the court if they don't transport you. Or I'm sorry, if you do post a bond. And ma'am, I just need to confirm with you, can you please spell your first name for me?
They misspelled it. I don't know why they put that. I told the officers today that my name's Melisa, not Marissa. That's misspelled by them, not by me. I don't know why they wrote that. And I told that a long time ago too. First time this happened, and they never changed it. I don't know why.
Okay. But your true and legal name is Melissa, Melisa. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
You just said it was one. Okay, so the jail will have to take a look at that and make any corrections as appropriate to reflect your true and accurate name. But ma'am, for now, that's all I have for you. Again, Nogales I'm gonna give Nogales an opportunity to transport you. If not, it'll be up to you to get yourself down there to answer that shoplifting charge, okay?
So that means I have to stay here for how long more?
So they're gonna have a day to arrange to transport you. If they haven't picked you up within 2 days, then my order is that you will be released. But that doesn't deal with the charge itself. You're still gonna have to get yourself to Nogales. I'm simply not gonna hold you in custody beyond 2 days. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's all I have for you. Thank you. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Marcus Cornelius Beal, 1990.
I'm Spiel. Sir, good evening. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here tonight on charges of a warrant related to charges of resisting arrest, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, excuse me, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I should remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. All right, sir. I believe you're being held on a separate matter in the Superior Court. That's not in front of me this evening, just the case I just mentioned to you. On that matter, I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to impose a $250 cash bond so you can potentially receive time credit if appropriate, and I'm going to schedule a video review hearing for you on August 19th, so a week from today, in front of Judge Verena. All right, sir. Again, you'll be seen by Judge Brenna on the 19th. If you do post the bond, I'm going to order that you're not to have any contact with any alleged victim. Go back to wherever this incident allegedly occurred or to any of the victim's residences or workplaces. And with that, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
It's Diego Mendoza, date of birth 8/10/93.
Mr. Mendoza,
Yes, sir.
you are being seen here this evening on charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal damage. Were you sitting in the back a few minutes ago when I was telling everybody their rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then did you understand what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to please, I'm not guilty on your behalf. And I'm going to schedule a hearing for you on September the 15th in front of Judge Wendy Milling at the Tucson City Court.
Okay.
I release you from custody, sir. Can you promise me you will appear at that hearing?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Based on the alleged victim's input pretrial services, I'm going to allow you to have further contact with her and to return to your shared residence. However, I need you to understand that any contact you have with her has to be peaceful, respectful, and if at any point she changes her mind and doesn't wish to have any further contact with you, you need to honor that and leave her alone. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence or possess, consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And with that, sir, that's all I've got for you. You'll be seen again by Judge Milling on the 15th. Please make sure and show up for your hearing and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good birth.
Jesus Francisco Pena III, July 21st, 2004, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pena.
You're welcome.
For being seen here this evening on charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct, allegedly occurring on August 9th. Were you sitting in the back of the room when I was reading everybody their rights earlier?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna plead not guilty on your behalf of this charge, or these charges, excuse me. And I'm going to set a hearing for you in the Tucson City Court in front of Judge Wendy Milling on September 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Can you make it to that hearing if I let you out of jail?
That's your honor.
Then I'll release you on your promise. Do you live with the alleged victim, Miss Moreno?
No, sir.
Fortunately, she couldn't be reached for comment on conditions of release, so in those cases, I have to err on the side of caution and order that you not have any contact with her, including going to wherever she works or lives. Okay?
So, okay.
That means contact of any kind, verbal, in person, over the phone, text message, social media, or having somebody else do it for you. Okay? No contact.
Sir, I have a question. What if she calls me or,
Don't answer the phone.
Your honor, I won't.
It's a one-way order. It applies to you. So if you see her or she attempts to contact you, you need to avoid it as best as possible. And you can certainly address any concerns you may have with Judge Millian on the 15th. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much and good luck.
I good luck to you.
And then, yeah, so there's like the dates of birth match, their prescription match, so. No, yeah, that's fine. You can do that. Thank you. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Victor Catalan, 0520 1983.
Thank you, Mr. Catalan. You're being seen here tonight on charge of domestic violence, felony domestic violence kidnapping, allegedly occurring on August the 9th of this year. Reminding, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report, the state's recommendation. I'll note Mr. Catalan is not pending on any other matters. He was rated a 2 and a 2 on the NCN-FTA scales. The alleged victim did provide verification of housing and employment. And I do see one prior felony conviction from 2018. That was a violent felony. There was no history of failing to appear in that matter. So I just need to double check. Okay. State's recommendation was for $50,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, the state would just highlight the Form 4C that indicates a high risk, as well as what the court noted as well, as far as the violent prior that was essentially pled down to a theft, but nonetheless was again a violent type of prior conviction.
Thank you. For the record, I unfortunately didn't receive a copy of the Form 4C. So I appreciate the state advising me of the result of that evaluation. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Catalan has no failures to appear. He's a lifelong Tucson resident. He does have confirmed separate housing and employment. And he was previously successful on probation in his prior felony conviction. So given that, we'd request for pretrial services. But if the court's not inclined, then a significant reduction in bond.
Given the nature of the allegations as presented, I do have some concerns for the alleged victim's safety. So I'm going to order a $35,000 cash secured bond. Order pretrial services supervision for Catalan. which will include an order that he's not to possess any firearms or weapons and shall surrender all firearms he may have to law enforcement within 48 hours of release if bond is posted. Escatolon shall be ordered not to commit any acts of domestic violence, contact the alleged victim, or go to wherever she works or lives. Preliminary hearing is going to be set for August the 24th at 1:30. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Full name Gil Gordon, date of birth July 18, 2000.
Thank you, Mr. Gill. You're being seen here this evening based on a single charge of misdemeanor domestic violence assault allegedly occurring earlier today. To remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. Let's see. Not pending on any other matter. The alleged victim here, Ms. Watts, do you live with her?
Yes.
Is somewhere else where you can reside for the time being?
Yes.
And I believe Ms. Watts did not provide any input to pretrial services on conditions of release. So in those cases, I have to err on the side of caution and order that you will not have any contact with her, be with you, and that you're not to go to wherever she works or lives. You understand that?
Yes. I can live in my this.
Right.
Still take a friendly time here.
Awesome. So I'm going to schedule an arraignment for you in front of Judge Steele at the Pima County Justice Court on September the 8th at 9 a.m. Can you get yourself to that hearing if I release you from jail?
Yes.
Then I will do so. Again, you're not to have any contact with Ms. Watts or go to wherever she's working or living at the time. Also not to commit any acts of domestic violence. And with that, sir, that's all I have for you. You're going to be released later this evening. Please make sure and abide by these conditions and good luck. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please
Hello.
give me your full name and date of birth?
Dominic, 4668.
All right. Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez, you're appearing this evening on a warrant out of Graham County. Alleged offenses from April to May of this year. Just remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be used against you. You also have a separate case in the Tucson City Court. From earlier today involving a charge of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. So I do see that you're being held on an adult probation hold. And you have those pending cases, Graham. County. Vince, do you have any comment on Mr. Lopez's matter?
I believe he's being held on probation violation, so
Yes.
given that, ask for a nominal bond.
Thank you. And on this matter, I believe the requested amount was $25,000. I'll impose a $10,000 cash to secured bond with pretrial services supervision. I'm sorry. It would not be pretrial service supervision. I'm going to schedule a review hearing for September 11th at 9 a.m. So Mr. Lopez, it's going to be up to Graham County to arrange to have you seen on this matter. But we're going to schedule that review that is being handled expeditiously. On the city court matter, I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to but we're going to schedule that review that is being handled expeditiously. On the city court matter, I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you and schedule a non-transport review hearing for you on September 18th at 9 a.m. I'm not going to hold you on this matter since you're already being held by probation and on this warrant. If you are released on those other matters, you'll be released on this. I'll simply order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'll enter pleas of my guilt on your behalf of the charge and advise that in addition to the rights I've already mentioned, you have the right to be presumed innocent and to have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial, where again you are presumed innocent and it's on the state to prove otherwise. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's evidence and witnesses, present witnesses and evidence on your own, or have an attorney do that for you. You'd have the right to testify on your own behalf or say nothing, and that silence could not be held against you. If you were convicted, you'd have the right to appeal your conviction to the next higher court. However, if you fail to attend that trial or any hearing in your case, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you or a warrant could issue for your arrest. Additionally, if you're convicted at trial, but you can't be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you could lose that appeal right and you're stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
And with that, that's all I've got for you this evening. Please cooperate with your attorney. Good luck.
The staff should have your staff can give me what?
It's going to be up to Graham County, sir. I'm going to impose a bond. I'm going to hold you on a bond in that matter. It'll be up to Graham County to arrange to have you transported to answer to the charges on the warrant. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Zoe Nicole Watts, May 16, 2001.
Swat, thank you. You're being seen here this evening on a charge of misdemeanor domestic violence assault allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. Let's see. All right, thank you for not being held on any other matter. And the alleged victim did not provide any input to pretrial services. Do you live with him, Mr. Gordon?
Yes, we do.
In cases like this, when I don't have input from the alleged victim, I do have to err on the side of caution. So I'm going to order that you will not have any contact with him. This will include going to wherever he works or lives. Do you understand? Otherwise, I'm going to release you on promise that you will appear. Oh, sorry, 1 second. All right, Ms. Watts, I'm sorry. I'm prepared to release you if you can promise me you will appear for an arraignment in front of Judge Steele of the Pima County Justice Court on September 8th at 9 a.m. Can you do that?
Yep.
And you'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and abide by these conditions and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Baker. Keep it down in the courtroom.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and Denver?
Travis Baker, 627 Wood.
Baker. Good evening. You're being seen here tonight on charges. We have two different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia from earlier today. You also have a separate misdemeanor matter involving criminal trespass, also from earlier today. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and there is an attorney present in the courtroom to represent you. So if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with her before saying anything out loud, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have the felony complaint in front of me, and the state is moving to dismiss without prejudice. Is that correct, Mr. Goodman?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'm assuming no objection from defense?
Objection, Your Honor.
Then, Mr. Baker, you are not going to be held further on this felony matter. The state is going to dismiss it, and I'm going to grant that motion. They may bring it back at another time if they so wish, but for now, that's done with. On the misdemeanor matter, I'm going to release you on promise that you can appear in front of Judge Bond at the city court on September 10th at 9 a.m. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And then I'm releasing on your promise. I'm going to order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and you're not to go back to wherever this trespass allegedly occurred. I'll further enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to the charge and advise you that in addition to the right to remain silent, you have the right to an attorney, which you can hire at your own expense, or you can request one be appointed to you, and one may be appointed by the court. You have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case to include a trial where again you are presumed innocent. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence, present witnesses and evidence on your own, testify on your own behalf, or you could remain silent, and that silence could not be held against you. If convicted at trial, you would have the right to appeal that conviction to the next higher court. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. If you're absent from trial and you are convicted and can't be sentenced within 90 days, then you could lose that appeal right. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then with that, that's all I've got for you, sir. Please make sure and attend your hearing on the 10th, and good luck.
Thank you.
That's it. I'll have to get that. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Diana Maria Johnson, 11/12/83.
Thank you, Johnson. Being seen here this evening on two different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging possession of a narcotic drug and drug paraphernalia, allegedly occurring earlier today. The second is a charge of criminal trespass in the third degree, also allegedly occurring earlier today. To remind you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and on your felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with her before saying anything out loud, okay? All right. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. The state is recommending that Ms. Johnson be released to pretrial services and scheduled for a statutory hearing. Anything else from the state?
Nothing additional from the state, Your Honor. Thank
you. Defense, I'm inclined to agree with the state. Is your client interested in being screened for the STEP score program
Yes, Your Honor.
and willing to waive time?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Johnson, on your felony matter, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services and order that you will submit to all monitoring and treatment as they direct. So basically tomorrow morning, after you're released, you're going to contact pretrial services at the phone number that you're going to be given by the jail, as well as your attorneys at the public defender's office. You're going to stay in contact with both of them. You're going to do whatever they tell you need to do, and you're going to show up for a hearing so that you can be screened for the STEPS Corps program. That hearing is going to be on August 19th at 9 a.m. at the Superior Court in downtown Tucson. Very important you show up for that hearing on time, ready to participate, because if you're successful in completing that program, these charges could be dismissed. So you wouldn't have to proceed on to a trial or a plea agreement or anything like that, okay?
Thank you.
I'm going to set the preliminary hearing for September 28th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And on your misdemeanor matter, Ms. Johnson, I'm going to schedule a hearing for you in front of Judge Blue in the community court. That hearing is going to be on August the 14th at 2 p.m. I'm going to consolidate the rest of your cases down so you can be seen by Judge Blue on all your pending matters in the city court. Condition of release, you're ordered not to go back to wherever this trespass allegedly occurred. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on behalf of the charge and advise that in addition to the right to remain silent, you have the right to an attorney that you can hire at your own expense or request one from the court, and one may be appointed to you by the judge. You have the right to be presumed innocent and to have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's evidence and witnesses, present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, or have an attorney do so on your behalf if one is retained. You have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and your silence could not be used against you. However, if you do not attend or fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. If you're found guilty at a trial, but you can't be sentenced within 90 days, then you could lose the right to appeal any conviction, and you would be stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. Do you understand all that, ma'am? And with that, that's all I have for you. Please make sure and contact pretrial services first thing in the morning, as well as your attorneys. Do not miss any hearings and good luck. Thank you.
And Judge, if I can be heard on the next one, Mr. Pratt, I have some information to provide once the case is called.
Certainly. Okay. All right, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Willard Jeffrey Pratt, 1980.
Mr. Pratt, good evening. You're being seen here tonight on a warrant that was issued in the Gila River Indian Community Court. This relates to charges of possession or use or manufacture of a controlled substance, use, production, sale, or transportation of marijuana, and manufacture, delivery, or advertisement of drug paraphernalia. These offenses allegedly occurred in April of 2023. Remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Mr. Goodman, you had some information that you wanted to present?
Yes, Judge. So I was consulting our extradition team earlier. He was brought to our attention. We're a little confused why he was even booked, because unless there's my understanding of how, let's say, tribal warrants work is they would have to be domesticated locally with the local court, and then the A number gets generated, an A case number, and then they get booked here. My understanding, unless the court file reflects different, is that did. And then per the pretrial report, I'm seeing he's also being held no bond on yet again, a Gila River Indian Community case for 2021. And that, I don't think that one specifically was brought to our attention, but that we would share the same concern, unless the jail can shed some light if there was anything domesticated that would support him being held on both these matters or booked in on them.
Yes, and I do believe, Mr. Goodman, you are correct that tribal warrants and vice versa, state warrants do need to be domesticated in the Stephen jurisdiction, and I don't see any evidence in the file that would lead me to believe that that has been the case. In fact, I only have, besides the warrant, a copy of the pretrial services report and booking information. I do see that the jail has Mr. Pratt being held without bond on another county warrant. The pretrial services doesn't reflect that same information.
It does, Judge. It shows the pending on the very front page. It shows it as a status pending. It's that same 2021 case number reflected on the face sheet.
Oh, I see that he has a status pending that's being released, but as far as being held on any matter, it doesn't reflect any other cases. And the assessment section simply lists the warrant itself. That is a $200 bond amount issued on April the 23rd, and that he had been previously released to a pretrial services agency on February 21st. So the no bond matter, I'm not exactly sure where that's coming from. Defense, do you have any comments that you'd like to make?
No, Judge, I don't know that much about the domestication of the warrants and all that.
So the state's position is if there hasn't been any domestication, his release should be ordered ROR. And If it's a similar circumstance for the 2021 case, I would ask the jail to look into that.
Yes, and the only matter in front of me is the warrants that I just mentioned from 23. As far as whatever else may be holding him, I unclear, but from what I can see, the warrant itself, I don't believe is sufficient to hold. So on this matter, Mr. Pratt, just long story short, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, and simply advise that by me releasing you, that doesn't absolve you of having to answer to these charges in the Gila River Indian Community Court. So you're going to have to get yourself up to the court or contact them to arrange to have it resolved. Okay? Understood. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I'm not going to set any sort of review hearing. Again, it's going to be up to you. And I'll simply order that you shall contact the River Indian Court community within 30 days. Okay.
No.
Is the jail able to tell us what that is, Judge? Because it just makes no sense why he would be booked in on something like that, the 2021 case.
Jail, can you advise, see on the booking information that he's being held on matters TR 2023 00052, which I believe is the warrant in front of me, as well as TR 2021 quadruple 03 CM. Was that matter being seen by at another IA session?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you tell me, is it another Gila River Indian Community case, or is it another jurisdiction?
Your Honor, it looks like it's both from the same court.
Okay. Bear with me for just a few minutes. Mama, you're able to look up whatever's documentation is backing up this other hold? So, I'm sorry, so the case reference or the booking information is CR 2021 00003 CM. It's just listed as a justice court, other county hold. Yeah, it's the same court. The only thing I have in front of me is the bench warrant from the other case, but he's being held on the other matter, and I'm just curious why is he being held no bond on a?
Judge,
All
the
right.
jail is saying that the both matters are from the same court.
I understand that from the same court, but it seems to be two different cases. Again, the only case that I have in front of me right now is the one that we've just dealt with, which is CR 2023 00052. But there is a separate case that Mr. Goodman was alluding to, CR 2021 00003 CM, which indicates he's being held without bond. I'd like to understand the nature of that, because if it's something that I need to be dealing with this evening in the court in conjunction with the instant warrant, I'd like to do that before Mr. Pratt goes back and is simply held. So, Mr. Pratt, I'm going to ask you to just bear with us, have some patience. We're trying to look into it. Our clerk is digging through to try to find additional documentation. I'm sure the jail will do the same. So if you can just take a seat for a few minutes, so we can do another cases. So
Listen,
how about you speak with your attorney first before saying
Okay.
anything out loud, okay? All right. So again, I'm just gonna ask you to sit aside for just a couple of minutes. We'll deal with another case or two and then come back, okay? All right, let us take care of this guy now. All right. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jesus Alonso Rodriguez, 2296.
This one's mine, Your Honor.
Yes, I figured. All right, Mr. Rodriguez. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, good evening. You're being seen here tonight on charges of discharging a firearm at a structure and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, allegedly occurring on August the 2nd of this year. To remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. It appears that Mr. Resnick is present to represent you. And I'm assuming, Mr. Resnick, an NOA is forthcoming, or you will be filing a notice of appearance?
Yes, Your Honor. We tried to get it in today, but it was just a little late.
Not a problem. I just wanted to double check. So the public defender, you're relieved, I guess, from this particular matter. Just give me 1 second. I need to take another look at the warrant itself. All right, thank you for your patience. I've finished reviewing the warrant as well as the attached the summary supporting its issuance and the county attorney's recommendation as well. And the pretrial services report had Mr. Rodriguez not pending or on any other holds. He was rated a 2 and a 2 on the NCAA and FTA scales. And this does appear to be the first time he's been arrested on this matter. And he had no felony criminal history as reported. Now, the state's recommendation was for $100,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add, Mr. Goodman?
No, Judge, I believe a bond no less than that's appropriate given the facts of the case, as well as my understanding that he frequently travels out of state as well.
Thank you. And I will note that the warrant itself does not, it omits a bond amount. It simply recommends a secured, secured appearance. So that's been a typo at some point in the process, but all right, Mr. Resnick?
Yes, Judge, I'm gonna ask you to consider giving Mr. Rodriguez a chance of pretrial services release. And here's my thinking on it. The purpose of this hearing is to set the least onerous conditions. And I understand the court has to consider risks to the community, but I'm going to point out that we know he will appear. There can be no doubt he'll appear because he did appear. And let me explain that. When this warrant went out and he found out about it, he was contacted by the case detective. He was in Alabama. He could have just gone. He wanted to avoid this. If he wanted to avoid appearing, he could have left at any time. He finished his load. He told them, can I just drop off this load? I will come back to Arizona and I will self-surrender. And that's exactly what he did. When he got back to Arizona earlier this week, we contacted the case detective, and the case detective had some family issues going on. And he even said, look, I can't do it right. You know, I'll get with you next week. He even told me this today. He said, thanks for waiting. And we went down, we met him at the jail and self-surrendered again today. Mr. Rodriguez had plenty of chances not to appear if he wanted to, and he never has. He's always intended to address this, and like I said, he self-surrendered today, knowing full well he was going into custody. He has very strong family support and community ties. Several members of his family had contacted me today to see what was going to happen. They may be on the line, I'm not sure. He has a 9-year-old daughter here in town. He's the sole provider for her. And I'll point out he has no criminal history at all. So in terms of the risk of him not appearing, you know, I don't think there is one because he's here. And he's here under conditions where if he didn't want to be, we might not have found him for years.
Thank you, sir. Rodriguez for self-surrendering. I also have to consider the potential risk to the community, and the facts as alleged here in the summary do give me serious concerns as there, although only one listed victim is mentioned, there appear to have been several other individuals who may have been potentially at risk of harm or death. So for that reason, I do think a bond is appropriate. We'll order a $75,000 cash as secured bond and order pretrial services supervision for Mr. Rodriguez if bond is posted. If bond is posted, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to order that you will not possess any firearms or weapons, and you will surrender all firearms you may have in your possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of release. You are not to contact the alleged victim or go to wherever they work or live. You will be under the supervision and monitoring of pretrial services, so you will comply with all treatment or steps that they give you. Your preliminary hearing will be set for August the 24th at 1:30. And with that, sir, that's all I have for you. Please continue to cooperate with Mr. Resnick and his team, and good luck. Thank you.
Judge, that was cash or secured.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi, Judge. My name is Esparza, supervisor here at the Payne County Jail Records Intake Section. I think you have questions regarding bond information.
So Mr. Pratt, first I have two matters. The first we've dealt with involves a warrant from 2023. The second that I believe is being held on without bond is CR 2021-00003. This appeared to be a warrant from Gila River Indian Community. The listed charge is possession, use, or manufacture of a controlled substance. And it says the bond set is no bond. Has Mr. Pratt been seen on this matter previously? By a judge?
Not to my understanding. So it looks like it should have been with a no bond amount in the system, but it does appear that the person who entered in the booking did it as a no bond hold in error. So
Okay.
And Judge, I almost wonder if it's similar to fugitive matters where since it's from the same jurisdiction, if you released him on the one, if he's released on the other, I don't know if that can be confirmed, if that makes sense. Because I know when you have two warrants out of the same foreign jurisdiction, it's one fugitive matter.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that it would be exactly analogous, so because it wouldn't have followed the procedures for obtaining the warrant from the governor's office. How fast? So this warrant, I'm sorry, so both of them might put it that one. Okay, so because they're the same and they're the same court, they're from the same court, so both warrants are listed under that. Yeah, so which one we take that out? So that's my position in the file. So both warrants. Okay, I did confer with, clerk. And both of these warrants, I did, see this, second. The earlier warrant, but they're both can be subject to my order, which, again, I'm going to order that Mr. Pratt, you are released on your own recognizance. And you will, have to contact the Gila River Indian Community Court, within 30 days of your release. You understand? And again,
I
this
do,
is
Your
as to, both of these warrants, okay? All right, sir. Well, thank you very much for bearing with us and your patience. Good luck to you. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Your Honor. You have a good day. Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Daniel Jose Salinas, 02/03/1996.
All right, Mr. Salinas, good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here tonight on two different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging possession, of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia allegedly occurring earlier today. And the second is a misdemeanor case in the city court alleging possession of drug paraphernalia also from earlier today. Just remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. On the felony matter, I have here, state's motion dismissed without prejudice. Is that correct, Ms. Goodman?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Defense, assuming no objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Then, Mr. Salinas, on that first matter I mentioned, the felony, the state is asking me to dismiss that case without prejudice. I'm going to grant that motion. So they may elect to bring those charges back at a later date, but for now, you're not going to be held further on that. The second city court case, I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to the charges, I should say. And I'm going to set a hearing for you in front of Judge Jerry Hale at the city court on September the 14th at 9 a.m. Can you get yourself to the courthouse on the 14th if I release you from custody?
Yep.
Thank you. Then I'll release you on your promise. I'm in order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm further going to advise you that in addition to the right to remain silent, you have the right to an attorney that you can hire at your own expense or ask Judge Hale to appoint you one, and she may do that based on your circumstances. You have the right to be presumed innocent and to have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. Right to end all hearings in your case, including a trial, where again you are presumed innocent and the state has the burden of proving otherwise beyond a reasonable doubt. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence, present your own witnesses and evidence in your defense, testify in your own defense, or remain silent, and that silence could not be held against you. If you were convicted at that trial, you'd have the right to appeal your conviction. However, if you fail to attend that trial or any hearing in your case, it could go on without you. New charges could be filed against you or a warrant could issue for your arrest. Lastly, if you are convicted at a trial but can't be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you'd lose that right to appeal and you'd be stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And that's all I have for you. You're going to be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your hearings and good luck.
Thank you.
Right? You. Bye.
All right. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My name is Arthur Cornell Wright Jr.
And what's your date of birth, sir?
September 26, 1969.
All right, Mr. Wright, you're being seen here this evening on a warrant that was issued for your arrest. And this relates to charges of kidnapping, child abuse, theft, and possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited possessor, all allegedly occurring on July the 23rd of this year. Just to remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with her before saying anything out loud. You understand?
I will.
Thank you, sir. All right.
I'm sorry.
I reviewed the warrant itself, state's recommendation, and the pretrial services report. Excuse me. The warrant itself requests a $50,000 secured bond. Pretrial services report didn't note any other statuses or holds for Mr. Wright. He was rated a 4 and a 3 on the NCN FTA scales. This has appeared to be the first time he's been arrested on this matter. A reference was reached to verify housing and employment, and there were notation of 6 prior felony convictions from 1992 to most recently in 2013. State's recommendation was to honor the bond amount of $50,000. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, I'm sure the court has a copy of the affidavit. Pretrial noted that there was only a minor victim. There's also an adult victim. So we have at least 2 victims, to with the initials I put on my recommendation form. But just given the criminal history and the nature of the offenses, the warrant amount listed is appropriate.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright has no recent failures to appear. He has been spent 13 years in Tucson. He does have confirmed housing. His last conviction is from 2013. And he had a friend who was willing to assume third-party custody and ensure he will make it to future court dates. So given that, we'd ask for release of pretrial services. If the court is not inclined, then I request a significantly lower bond.
I'm gonna honor the bond as requested, but I will make it cash or secured. And I'll order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. Bond is posted, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna order that you will not possess any firearms or weapons. And you will surrender any firearms you have to law enforcement within 48 hours of your release. You are not to possess, consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You are not to have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims. To go into wherever they may work or live. You know not to commit any acts of domestic violence. Your preliminary hearing date will be scheduled for August the 24th at 1:30. With that, sir, that's all I have for you. Please cooperate with your attorneys and good luck. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you. And you said somebody,
And Judge, you said the prelim was on the 24th, that's right?
That's correct.
Thank you.
And thank you all very much for your help this evening. Have a nice night.
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you all.